Hey Womblers, this week we're off to Hyde Park Corner. Hyde Park Corner is a Zone 1 station. It opened in 1906 and it serves the area of Westminster and Knightsbridge, and it's quite close to Mayfair as well. Here's a little map of where we're going to go. We're going to do like a figure of 8 today. It is in Hyde Park, but we're not going to concentrate on there because there's lots of other tube stations that serve the park. We're going to kind of go off and have a womble around. As you leave the tube station, there is a handy little map. It's one of the only tube stations to not actually have a station above ground. You have to go through these little tunnels, and we're just walking through this funky little tunnel right now. It's got lots of artwork on the walls, Duke of Wellington, bits and pieces. Right now we're out at the Wellington Arch, also known as Constitution Arch. It's been there since the 1830s, and it's absolutely stunning. You can walk through it. You can even pay £8.50 and go upstairs to sort of the balconies up the top. But yeah, it's absolutely stunning. Have a look at the detailing on the ceiling. Would you call it a ceiling? Of the archway. Absolutely beautiful. And look at these ornate gates. Absolutely stunning. Across from the Wellington Arch, you've then got the Duke of Wellington statue, and then across from that you've got Astley House, which is number 1 London. So this, back in the day, used to be the first house as you came in from sort of the fields, and it's where the Duke of Wellington used to live. Okay, now we're walking down Piccadilly, headed towards Down Street, which is where there's an old disused underground station. So this was out of action quite early on in the 1900s, but during the war they used it for the war effort, and there was a little bunker down here. Winston Churchill used to hang out down here. Ladies Who London have done a really interesting podcast on this with Sidney Holloway from Secrets of the Underground, so I highly recommend a listen if you want to find out more about this disused station. From Down Street we're weaving our way towards this, which is Shepherd's Market. So this is the old site of the old Mayfair. Now we're in Mayfair now, but that's how Mayfair got its name, because they used to have a fair every May at this location. But obviously this is a really affluent area and always has been, and the residents, they weren't very happy about all the raucous noise and goings on of the fair, so it got moved on. But this was the original site, Shepherd's Market, and it was lovely down there. This was a Saturday when I went, and it wasn't that busy, not like overly crowded for sort of a market area of London. Really, really nice and rich in history, so definitely worth checking out. Okay, from Shepherd's Market, we're now walking away round the back streets. I love the back streets. I love finding blue plaques and having a little roam around. Look at these houses. How stunning are they? Look at this ivy on this one. Absolutely stunning. Oh, I wanted to show you this. So this is Curzon Street. Look at that little gold thing there. Do you know what that is? That's a candle snuffer from when they used to carry candles around in Victorian times. Okay, so now we're moving back towards Park Lane, heading past the Dorchester. Here's the Dorchester, a very famous London hotel just off of Park Lane. It's where all the rich and famous like to go, and apparently they do a good afternoon tea. Haven't been in there myself, but yeah, it's very posh. My son and I used to come down here because he used to like to stand opposite here and watch all the cars, because he was like quite a keen car spotter, and it was quite cute actually. We're on Park Lane now, famous best square on the Monopoly board. But yeah, it was quite funny because when I was down there was a group of lads that were doing the very same thing. My son's a bit older now, he's not interested in that so much, but there were just some lads on the corner that were looking at this car, Maserati, is it? I'll have to ask my son what it is. But yeah, they were stood there taking photographs of it and having a whale of a time. So yeah, if you've got kids, great cheap day out. Okay, so I've crossed over the Park Lane now, and I've gone into the side entrance of the park, which, Hyde Park is absolutely beautiful. Some of these trees are like 900 years old, absolutely stunning. What we're here for is going to head over to the 7th of July Memorial. Obviously, this is a channel about the tube, and so I thought it would be quite fitting to pop this some footage of this monument in, because it's a monument to the people that died during the 7th of July bombings on the London Underground. It was a beautiful memorial. I walked through it. I don't know how respectful or disrespectful that was, but I did walk through it, and it kind of gave me like a really peaceful, sort of eerie, peaceful sense. I remember that day, and so I took some time just to have a little walk through the memorial. From there, I headed south towards the Rose Garden, which is absolutely stunning. Just so nice just to have a little wander through. This was filmed in September, so, you know, a little bit off season, but still just absolutely stunning and really peaceful through there. And it was just lovely to see people just sort of sat on the benches, just chilling. Okay, we're now out on Rotten Row, which is one of London's oldest roads and one of the first roads ever to have street lights. It's not really a road as such, it's a dirt track, and they take horses up and down. Okay, from there we're going to cross through this alleyway because we're on the hunt for the old disused Hyde Park Corner station, which is just there. You can just see it through that bus stop. And here we are magically across the road, and there it is. So it's an original old Leslie Green station with the old sort of burgundy tiles. Absolutely stunning. Excuse the footage of the Ferrari there. I took that for my son's benefit. Is it a Ferrari? Is it a Lamborghini? I don't know. I don't know cars. From there, I'm making my way down to Belgravia and some of the side streets, because you know I love the side streets. I love finding the blue plaques, and I love all the architecture and posh houses. So lots of embassies down here, lots of well-to-do residents, but it was beautiful to look at. I found quite a few blue plaques. There's a few coming up, but this just gives me kind of Oliver vibes. Oh, there's a blue plaque there. I think it was Mountbatten. Yes, it was Mountbatten. Look at the architecture on these buildings. It's just stunning, absolutely stunning. Oh, some nice cars down there as well. I sent those to my son, he liked them. Right, we're still in the side streets. We're sort of snaking our way down to Belgrave Square. These little walks I do are available to download on the Go Jauntly app. I'm not affiliated with them or sponsored by them or anything like that. It's just an app I use, and then I upload the walking maps into the app for you guys to use if you would like to. Another blue plaque there. There's absolutely loads around here. Right, we're just heading down here on our way to the Grenadier Pub. Legend has it that there was a guy in here that lost at cards and got beaten to death, and his ghost haunts the pub. And so when people come in for a pint, they leave money on the ceiling. They pin money to the ceiling, which is what I'm showing you now, to pay off his card debts. How cool is that? I went in there and had a Diet Coke and got charged £4.50 for the privilege, which is quite expensive. I mean, that's some Mayfair prices right there. From the Grenadier Pub, there's a little alleyway up the side with a red door, and it takes you onto old barrack yard. So I walked up here. Beautiful little mews houses down here. I absolutely love all these London mews houses and little alleyways. If you're going to go yourself, just be aware that there's quite a lot of building work going on in the area, and it's quite hard to get to, so follow the map. Right, we're back at the station now. Pretty standard concourse, a little bit boring if I'm honest. Really tall escalators though, very deep station. Here's a labyrinth. If you're interested in these, follow Labyrinth London on Instagram. Inside, like downstairs in the station, there's some beautiful tiling and some old-fashioned signage, which is really, really lovely. And that's pretty much it for our journey. This was a longer one. There was a lot to cram in, so 10-minute tour. Thank you for sticking with it. If you stayed to the end, you obviously like this. So I'm doing these tours once a week. I'm trying to tour every station on the London Underground, so all 272 stations. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Threads, and I'm here on YouTube doing slightly longer tours. I do quick 90-second tours on Insta and then longer versions over here. So if you like this, then give us a like and come and subscribe to my channel. I've got like over 1,000 followers on Instagram, but I've only got about 20 on here. So yeah, it'll be lovely to have some more people on board. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week for our next station.